Hi everyone. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Ifan, say hi to everyone, Ifan.
Hi everyone. Assalamualaikum. Have a very good day to everyone. Yes.
Yes. So how you guys doing? I hope you guys stay safe at home since our COVID case currently is getting increased. And yes, I hope you guys really follow the SOP by our government. So before we start our program, I would like to welcome to all of you to this forum program via Discord Live to talk about the demography and how it impact our life. Thus, our program title for today is Demography. Is it really matters to us? So my name is Hazim and this is Irfan. We both will be your host and moderator for today's program. So, firstly, we want to know what is demography actually. So, I will give you a simple definition. It's a statistic, such as birth or even some incident disease, and also related with the gender, the gender, religion, and language, and many else, which it is illustrate the changing structure of human. But for me, the definition that I give is only from definition from a textbook and dictionary. But how about demography that related to our life, especially the issue that becoming the challenge for the human resource management. So let's find out in our discussion. Before we go to the discussion, Ifan, can you tell us who will be our special panelists for today?
Oh yes. Yeah. Thank you, Hazim. Yeah. I'm very glad to introduce our panel today. All right. Before that, first of all, we want to thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. As what Hazim has mentioned earlier, we do have special guests who are kind enough to spare their precious time to be with us. It is a pleasure to have them sharing their thoughts, their opinion, and their valuable opinion today. First of all, we have Miss Alia, who is a very accomplished human resource officer in AIA Insurance and a team leader in its human resource division. We also have Miss Marina, who is a human resource specialist at Majlis Rayat, also known as Mara. Yeah. And last but not least, Miss Fatin Akilah, who is a student currently with USM. She is also a student council representative. Without further ado, let's invite them to our broadcast. Hi everyone. Hello. Before we start our discussion, can the three of you share a little bit about your career background? Miss Alia, you first if you don't mind.
Sure. Okay. Hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you for having me. I introduce myself first. My name is Nur Alia Fana. Just call me Alia. I'm 26 years old. I'm single. Maybe Jodo don't want me. Kidding. As you know, I work in AIA. My position is HR officer, Human Resource Division. Before I forget it, I'm a student in KUPTM, College University Politek Mara. I'm take a course Bachelor HR, and Alhamdulillah, I get a job HR also. I'm worked in HR 3 years until now. So I think I know why you also invite me in the forum because I have experience to talk about HR. So I think that that's all my background. I hope that question from moderator is easy to answer, and also I hope my answer can give you all knowledge about HR. So yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Alia. I think you doesn't have. I think even the question is so hard. I think there's no problem because you are very experienced person. Yeah. Okay. How about our young panel from USM, Miss Fatin? I believe your experience as student representative council can help students and enhance our organization. Yes, Miss Fatin.
Okay, thank you to moderator for inviting me to be one of the panel for webinar today. So I'm introduce myself first. My name is Fatin Akila binti Ruslan. You can call me Miss Fatin. I am 23 years old and now I'm study. I am final year student at University Science Malaysia and study in field of HR management. And I'm also one of the student representative council at the university. So I think that's all about myself that I will pass to moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Fatin. Wow, very interesting. Even you are a student, you have that confidence to talk. Yeah, even. All right. Last and definitely not least, Miss Marina. Please to share with us a bit of your background in human resource specialist.
Thank you, Irfan. Okay, first of Assalamualaikum and hello. First of all, thank you. I would like to thank you to organizer for having me on this online forum. On this platform, I hope I'll be able to share my experience regarding our topic today. So before we go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Marina binti Kamaruddin. I'm 26 years old. You can call me Miss Mar. I'm from bachelor degree in administration business human resource management in KUPTM for 3 years. I have working experience for 3 years in Mara company as HR specialist. If all of you wonder what does an HR specialist do, let me simplify a little bit about this. Basically, my job is prepare compensation package while knowing company policies inside out and assuage any worries or fears about labor legislations. Human resource specialists also will invest in both employee success story and most importantly, employee safety. That's all from me. Thank you.
Wow, Ifan, there is a lot coming from our panel, right? So especially when they talk about their achievement and experience. So I think let's not wasting our time and begin our discussion on this interesting topic about the issue on demography. Does it really matters to us? So if I don't mind, I would like to ask the first question to Miss Alia. If you do you have permission that I ask you the first question?
Sure, why not?
All right. So, before that, there's a lot of company who wants a prospective employee to have a match criteria to work in a company. However, if we notice in such job vacancies, there are several things. There are several things that the job seeker need to have. For example, they need to have the job experience. They need to have their qualifications such as their education or even a technical skill, but some of the vacancy also they add some specification, whether they need a religion, the language, and all those elements sometimes we can see in all job vacancy and a job poster. So my question is why is the need to have those elements such as the demographic elements for hiring candidates, and also why must be existed in the job vacancy?
Okay. Okay. Before I start to answer that question, I introduce first what's mean demography. Okay. If you know, employee demography can be defined as the study of the composition of a social entity in terms of its members' attributes. So, demographics include such factors as gender, age, occupation, and many else. So, demographic attributes have powerful predictive qualities or employee behavior. So developing knowledge about areas of employee demographic difference has the potential to assist practitioners in the development of their HRM policy and practice by making them more cognizant of the ways in which different group of employees may respond to them. So, for that question, moderator asked to me is why demography and age are also important element for hiring candidates, right? So actually, demography is an important consideration in management research. Okay, so I will give 3 points that important, which is first point, okay, is innovation. It is widely noted that diverse teams lead to more innovative and effective ideas and implementation. So the logic behind this is relatively simple. Innovative thinking requires individual to go outside of the normal paradigms of operation, using diverse perspectives to reach new and creative thinking. So a group of similar individuals with a similar skill is much less likely to stumble across or generate new ideas that lead to innovation. So similarity can cause groupthink, which diminishes creativity. Okay, that's his first point, innovation. So the second point is localization. Okay. Um, some theories that in a global marketplace, a company that employs a diverse workforce is better able to understand the demographics of the various consumer markets it serves, and is therefore better equipped to thrive in that marketplace than a company that has a more limited range of employee demographics. So, with the emerging markets around the world demonstrating substantial GDP growth, organization needs a local talent to enter the marketplace and to communicate effectively. So, individual from certain regions will have a deep awareness of the needs in that regions, as well as a similar culture, enabling them to add considerable value. Okay? Okay, so the third point, okay? The third point is adaptability. Okay. So, finally, organization must be technological and culturally adaptable in the modern economy. This is crucial to reacting to competitive dynamics quickly and staying ahead of industry trends. Diversity fosters creative thinking and improve decision making through a deeper and the more comprehensive worldview. So a company willing to diversify draws from a larger talent pool and hires individuals with diverse skill sets. So the value of this, okay, the value of this, particularly at the managerial level, is enormous. So that's 3 points. That's all. It's a very simple. I give 3 points. I hope you all can understand what I say. You all must know about this because many people assume demography is more to negative side. Actually, it's a very important demography in HR to hiring candidates. So I think that's all. I hope you understand. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the informative and interesting talk, Miss Alia. Now I know the reasons why this demography really need to be implemented for hiring candidates. Yes, it might be because organization really need some change. They cannot stick with the same system. Will trend getting more advanced and have new challenges to face it.
Yes, I think I agree with Irfan.
All right. So we cannot waste our time more. Let's move on to our next question. I believe it is for Miss Fatin. Wow, this is our future leader, as she is the representative council at her university. All right, Miss Fatin, have you ever experienced this kind of issue when you are seeking for a job, or when you saw a job vacancy? You are qualified for the job position. However, it stated the company specification that the candidates must be good in Mandarin, have a job experience, and other things that related with demography. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Miss Fatin?
Okay, thank you to moderator. As asking by the moderator in the connection with the job vacancy but was rejected due to insufficient company requirement. That was what I experienced before this, such as not proficient in a Mandarin language. If I may say that lah, the population of of Malay students who are really proficient in Mandarin language is very low. So when I working in a Chinese company, they mostly interact with their peer, with their friend. They communicate in Mandarin language. So I, as a Malay employee, become one of the burden to understand what they say, what they communicate, because I'm not very proficient in Mandarin language, and at the same time, I feel like is cursing me, or and I feel I if I have do a mistake for the project because I do not understand what they discuss. So for me as a student, what I can say, not all students need to take Mandarin subject in their course because that was not requirement for them. But I give example. Student taking the field in engineering, Mandarin language is not requirement for them to take. But different with me, who study in field of HR or admin, they need to take Mandarin language because we will dealing with a different type of race in the company. But some Malay students are not very proficient in Mandarin. During in interview, they always unable to re-answer what as a interviewer asked in the Mandarin language very well. So the company cannot put a Mandarin language in. It must have obligation for every applicant. It's a common knowledge that most of the of the client are not only Malay but also other race such as Chinese and from the other country. But it possible if the employee give them training how to speak in Mandarin language very well, and also it can give more benefit for the company because it can um, grow their market to other country because their employer if influent in other language. And I also talk about the working experience. I only have a 3 months working experience before uh, after I and my STPM study, and I worked for 3 months before I study in degree. So I think the criteria that employee put, the employee needed working experience for 3 months and 1 year is burden for them lah, because it's a common knowledge that total unemployment in Malaysia, it was increased at a rate of 4.8% in December 2020 due to insufficient criteria. But I not blame because in the sufficient criteria is also because of COVID, because the economy is it can be reason because the unemployment rate was decreased, but the company should need to review back the criteria that have been set to provide opportunity for fresh graduate student to apply the job. So I hope I answered the question. I give back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Fatin, for I think it's a very common thing for a student who just graduated having to face these difficulties, right, Azim?
Yes, it's correct. Because I also, I also felt the difficulty for the student, and there is no doubt about it. Even myself, after I finished my study, I was trying to find a job, but most of the jobs specification listed that they need a candidate who can speak a multiple language. Yeah, yes, of course. When Fatin said that they might feel burdened because not all students have so much job experience, and it's not easy for them to find a job after they have finished their studies, right?
Yes, yes. I experienced the same thing with you, Azim. Before this, I also I also there's one company that cannot accept me because I can speak Mandarin. Yeah. Okay. Before that, I would like to say to all our audience, all our students who will graduate soon, good luck, and I hope you all will be successful. Okay. So next, yes, we almost forgot our third panel, Miss Mal. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Mal, who are a human resource specialist in Mar. Have you ever encountered this issue? I believe putting such requirement will affect fairness between employees. And how will you settle this conflict, Miss Mar?
Okay, thank you, Ifran, for the question. First of all, before I explain deep into this topic, I would like to explain what is unfair treatment first. So basically, treating someone in your staff unfairly because of who they are discrimination. It can lead to them feeling upset, shame, and even scared. When this happens, you can expect their moral and their productivity to be plummet or at lower level. So, academic study have found that treating staff in unfair way can drain them of energy and motivation. I think all of you know this. This if you don't have a happy or safe workplace environment, you will unmotivated to go to work every day, right? So, if your leader or boss treat you different and comparing you with other colleague or discriminate you for different that you have in terms of working experience and so on, this will lead not good result and of course not good for your business too. So it's illegal to treat somebody in unfair way, including harassment because of any of their protected characteristic, such as age, disability, gender assignment, race, religion or belief, and sex. So unfair treatment happen ups and down in the change of command. Example of unfair treatment at the work can include spreading rumors about an employee, overlooking someone for a promotion for no good reasons, making offensive comment, email or social media post to or about someone, and making someone life difficult with unfair criticism and menial tasks. So, back to our actual question, how to control and prevent unfair treatment. So, what HR specialists do is we all let the staff know that company operate anti-bullying and anti-harassment policies. Put these policies in our staff handbook and make sure all the staff get the company when they start. So whenever we update a policy, we will email the new version to our teams. Set out behavior that company won't tolerate and explain the procedure that we go through if we need to investigate a possible case of unfair treatment. On the other side, outline the standard that we expect of our employee, including senior staff, including us. Make a clear the handbook what someone must do if they want to report an incident or complaint and of course keep everything confidential. So we as a HR specialist also will go through a few procedure. The first is the grievance procedure. So the grievance is what is employee complaint or not satisfied. So we are responsible for the health and the safety of our staff, but you must also always act reasonably when finding the underlying cause of allegations. When the employee comes to me with a grievance or complaint, we will hold an hearing to work out the detail of the grievance. then investigate their claims and come to an outcome. So, the second is the disciplinary procedure. Time for the procedure that will shape what action that we want to take. So, when investigating a case for unfair treatment, speak to all possible witnesses, gather the fact of the case, and try to work out why the treatment is happening. Follow up with the hearing and try to resolve the problem between the parties. And the outcome might be that we give the offender a writing warning or a final written warning if they fail to improve their conduct after an initial warning. In case where we deem to unfair treatment to be gross misconduct, we still cannot directly decide to dismiss our employees. So we always must go through a fair procedure. So the last one is lead from the front. It is important to enlist the help of the senior staff to set up the example. If team leaders behave in line with the value of the business, their conduct will rub on the rest of your staffs. However, if the leaders in the workplace are being stuck with the standard, you should expect others to think they can get away with unfair command here and there too. So I think I answered the moderator question and you get something from me. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Miss Mar. But, whew, I think there's a lot of explanation by our three panel, right, Ifan? For me, I want to conclude by our special guest, by these three special guests, because we can see that there's a positive side and negative side. Why the demography affect our life, especially the issue into the human resource, and also the issue for the student, by our Miss Fatin, because how she explained, she tells how the student feel if the demography, the negative effect of demography. So also that I think Miss Mar, is so many much is there is so many explanation by her, why the demography could be the unfair treatment towards the employee. And for my opinion, for my view, this issue is really a challenge for human resource management, because sometimes this issue is not a very common. Sometimes it can be the unknown situation they need to deal with. Right, Ifan? Ifan, do you have any want to say about them?
Um, I do, but I think you said all already. Yeah, my point exactly is the same like you, Azim.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I think we are at the end of our discussion. Our discussion about this topic. Why demography really matters to us. There is a lot of information, explanation, even experience shared by our panels who are facing this issue. But before we can end this topic, let's open the floor for several questions from our audience.
Yes, that's correct, Ifan. We do have a session, Q&A session with our audience. But uh but before that, I'm really truly sorry to our audience, especially viewers that watch our program through Discord live and also at the Twitch. I'm sorry because I do not read your comments, because the explanation by our three panel is really interesting. So it distract me from being read your comments. But there's a lot interesting comment from our audience, Alex 34. She said pula. He said Alia Farhana looks good today, and also there's a mention about Fatin. I think it's your friend, or maybe your student who knows you as MPP. She said, "Wow, it's our MPP student." I think there's a lot of comment. I really cannot read every one by one. But also I have there also the interesting question by our viewers. So it is from the first one. I think the question is for Miss Alia. It's from Aisha Red Warrior. She stated that, Miss Alia, do you have any tips for students how to do well in the interview?
Okay. Actually, I have 10 tips, but I will share 3 important tips as we are running out of time. So these 3 tips are very important for fresh graduate to practice when you go interview later. Okay. First is practice good non-verbal communication. Okay. It's about demonstrating confidence, standing straight, making eye contact, and connecting with a firm handshake. That that first non-verbal impression can be a great beginning or quick ending to your interview. Okay, so and then the second tips. Okay, second tips is don't be too familiar. Okay, don't be too familiar because the interview is a professional meeting to talk business. Okay, this is not about making a new friend. Your level of familiarity should mimic the interview's demeanor. It is important to bring energy and enthusiasm to the interview and to ask questions. But do not overstep your place as a candidate looking for a job. Okay? Okay? So and the last is ask questions. Okay, so when asked if they have any question, most candidates answer no. Okay, no. You have a question, and then mostly memang most candidate answer no. So it's a wrong answer, okay, guys? Okay? Part of knowing how to interview is being ready to ask questions that demonstrate an interest in what goes on in the company. Okay, asking questions also give you the opportunity to find out if this is the right place for you. Okay, the best question come from listening to what you're asked during the interview and asking for additional information. So okay, that's three tips important to fresh graduate. Okay, I hope is helpful to you guys. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think if I think this is a common thing when we studies. This is the normally things that the tips by the HR will be telling to student, right?
Yes, yes. I hope Aisyah Korea can amplify the tips when
Yeah,
you
but
got the job. Yeah.
yeah, but I also want to state an addition because even our topic is about demography, but since we have two great position by Miss Mar and Miss Alia, which they both are really professionalism in the HR. So to others, if you have any question, how to do well interview, how to make a good resume, just tell them. Right, Ifan? Also the tips that being
Yes.
given and also the tips that being given by Miss Alia, also as Fatin as a student representative council, you also need to take the tips, right? So Ifan, do you mind take the second question from whom is it?
Absolutely can. Yeah. I see a very interesting question from the username is Dark Sunny Gaming. Yeah. I think this questions towards Miss Mar because is tell the question is as human resource specialist, how you settle the situation and what possible happen if human resource management does not take it seriously. Yeah, Miss Marina, can you answer the question?
Okay. Thank you to Irfan. So I believe there's 2 questions for our participants. So I would like to answer the first question. So if the employees mistreatment in our workplace, A quick, sportive reaction is advised. Investigate the claim promptly and treat it seriously. Employees don't normally complain unless they feel seriously wrong, so give it attention it deserves. So, second is collect all the evidence from all parties before drawing any conclusions. So the next is attempt to resolve it informally sometime before uh, simply don't realize their behavior is causing offense, and simply education will rectify this. Next is offer free service and advice. For example, counseling or mediation therapy may help to resolve any issues. Um, where informal resolution are unsuccessful, disciplinary action against the perpetrator may be necessary. Uh, so the common is a written warning, transfer or suspension of the bully, and harass are all options we could consider. So if the bullying or harassment amount to the gross misconduct, then dismissal is likely the best option that we can take. So the next question is what to do when HR is not on your side. So here are some steps you should take if you find your HR department to be unhelpful. Even if you are certain that HR won't help you, you should still file a complaint with them. This simply to show that you have taken appropriate step and document how HR is refused to fail to help. So the first is follow any company protocols. Your company may a procedure in place on how to handle an issue with HR, on how to take an issue beyond them. They are be an anonymous hotline you can call, follow this procedure and keeps record all of your communication. You may need to show that you made the effort to solve an issue or show that HR did not help solve your issue. Second is report any illegal activity. If you are trying to report any behavior that is illegal, you may need to go an outside government agency. Any complaint you have previously filed can be used as evidence. You should consult an employment lawyer to see if you have a case against your workplace. While there are no specific law for workplace bullying, you do have a case if you are discriminated against based on something like race, gender, or age. So the last one is, at least you can do is find another job. This is the last option you can choose. So if the behavior you are seeing at the workplace is not illegal, such as your ideas not being considered or your workplace being heavy, then you likely don't have a legal case against your employer. As last resort, you may have to consider finding another place of employment. Keep in mind that if you are planning any type of lawsuit, it is better to be fired than to quit. Your company can claim that you left on your own and that then you face no real mistreatment. I guess that's all for me. I hope I answered the participant question. Thank you.
Yes. So I hope yes, I'm also hopeful that the answer has been questioned by Miss Mar. Dark Sunny Gaming. Wow, it's a wow. Maybe it's a game streamer. I think so. I I don't know. It's very a lot of question in the Twitch and also Discord via live. There's also a question to to Miss Alia and Miss Marina, and also some student want to ask Miss Fateh, but I think we have achieved our timeline. So I think I'm sorry for the audience who give a lot of question, but I think we done with our forum today. Thanks to Miss Alia, Miss Mar, and Miss Fatin for joining us through Discord via live. I think our official program was was streaming live into Discord live and also connection to the Twitch. And also thank you for the three of you to share a lot of information, and I hope all viewers can appreciate the discussion for today. Irfan, do you have anything want to say before we end it?
Yeah, I do. I also want to say thank you to all panels, Miss Alia, Miss Fatin, Miss Marina, for a lot of information. Yeah, it's very very informative, very very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So last, we hope we can continue this program in the future. And thank you everyone for your support. Bye bye.
All right, goodbye everyone.
Bye bye.